Okay, I'm back, and now we want to talk about a third kind of physical weathering, and this one's going to be called salt wedging. And this is kind of similar to when we said that water, when it freezes, it expands. Well, in this case, what's going to happen is you're going to have rocks, and then seawater is going to spray onto the rocks, and seawater, which contains salt, is going to get into the cracks. Okay, then what will happen is the water part of the seawater will start to evaporate, leaving behind more and more salt concentrated in those cracks. And then as that salt begins to turn into halite, a crystal form of salt, then it starts to, again, put pressure on the cracks in the rock and will cause it to expand. Okay, then what can happen is that more seawater can fill up the crack, depositing salt, and then as the water evaporates, it leaves behind more salt that adds to the crystals that are already in there, and then it expands it even more, and so eventually it can start to crack and open up the rock as a result of this. Okay, here's another kind of physical weathering. So this one is going to be called thermal expansion. And so when solids are heated up, they tend to expand. And so here you've got a rock that has been subjected to repeated temperatures where it gets very, very hot, and then it cools off, and then it gets very hot again, and then this constant expansion and the contraction, expansion again, has caused the rock to crack. Roots can do the same thing, so that a tree, when it sends roots down, those roots can get into solid rock, and then as those roots grow, they exert pressure and they can crack the rock. And then if the rock cracks, then those roots can get in a little bit deeper, and as the roots grow, they again can crack open that rock even more. Well, animals can do the same thing. So here is a gopher on the left-hand side, and you can see how it has been burrowing through the ground, and as it does so, it displaces rocks, it can break rocks, and so that's another form of weathering. And then on the right-hand side, you see another form of animal attack, but this is caused by humans. So whenever humans go in, they can dig up the ground, they can blast their way through rock, and so this would be an example of man-made physical weathering. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will talk about the second type of weathering, which is going to be called chemical weathering.